Hello everyone, I'm Professor S.R. Patil, Department of Information Science and Engineering, BLDA CET, Jaipura. So I would like to welcome you all for this data analytics lecture. So in today's lecture, I'm going to teach you regression concept in the data analytics. So these are the learning objectives which we are going to see. The learning objectives are, one second. Okay. So learning objectives are basic concepts of correlation and regression. In this, we are going to see what is linear and what is non-linear regression, then logistic regression, then one simple example on the regression topic, then advantages and disadvantages of the regression. So these are the points which I'm going to cover. So we'll see the first concept, that is regression introduction. So how we can define the regression? So regression is a well-known statistical technique to model the predictive relationship between several independent variables and one dependent variable. So it is what? It is a relationship between what? Several independent variable and one dependent variable. So what is this dependent and independent variable? So these two variables that we can see with an example in further topics. Okay. So next, so what is the objective of the regression? So the objective is to find the best fitting curve for the dependent variable in multi-dimensional space, with each independent variable being dimension. So the curve could be straight line or it could be non-linear curve. So the output which you are going to get, that curve can be, it can be straight line or it can be non-linear curve. Okay, so these are the like a definition of the regression and objective of the regression. Okay, so regression analysis steps. Okay, so to plot that curve, okay, we need to have some steps. So we'll see one by one. So what is the first step? So here the key steps for regression are, the first one is list the all the available variables for making the model. First we are supposed to list the variable. That is the first step. Then move on to the second step. So in the second step, establish a dependent variable of interest. So after listing the variable, next we are supposed to do establish a dependent variable. Okay. Then in the third step, examine visual relationship between the variable. So if there are like two variables are there, then what is the relationship between the those two variables that we are supposed to examine. The next step is find a way to predict, that is dependent variable, using other variables using the least error method. This is very important. So whenever we are going to predict a dependent variable using the variable, we are going to make use of the least error method. So we can see later how this least error method works. So this prediction of dependent variable can be done using the Excel or Weka. So Weka means what? It is an open source software that used as a tool in the regression analysis. Okay, so these are the steps that comes under the regression analysis. Hope you can understand these steps. So move on to the what is the correlation and relationship. So in the correlation, so we are going to see the statistical relationships. So we can see, what do you mean by statistical relationship? The statistical relationship is about categorizing the variable that have a relationship with one another and categorizing the variables that are distinct and unrelated to the other variables. So we are going to check the relationship that is one another as well as the distinct and unrelated other variable in the statistical relationship. Understood? So next is correlation. So what do you mean by correlation? So in the correlation part, we are going to check the strength of a relationship. So strength of a relationship, that is the strength of a correlation, is a quantitative measure that is measured in a normalized range between 0 and 1. Remember, the strength of the correlation that is measured in the range of 0 and 1. So if a correlation of 1 indicates a perfect relation. So remember this, as I told you, the strength of a relation or a correlation, the range for that is the 0 and 1. So if a correlation of 1 indicates that is a perfect relation. So what does it mean? If the correlation, the value is 1, then that is a perfect relation. Then when the two variables are in perfect synchronization. If a correlation of 0 indicates that there is no relationship between the variable. Understood? It's very simple. If the correlation value is 0, then what does it mean? It means that there is no relationship between the variable. Okay, so this is all about the statistical relationship and correlation. The correlation we can see in detail in further topics. Okay, so that is like coefficient of correlation. We call it as a R square. Okay, so what is this coefficient of correlation? Here, determining the relationship between the predictor and outcome. So predictor is one variable and outcome is the another variable. Okay, so here how we can find the like coefficient of correlation. A good measure of correlation is the correlation coefficient, which is the square root of correlation. As I told you, which is what? Square root of correlation. R is nothing but a correlation. Coefficient of correlation is nothing but R square. Understood this? Okay. So this coefficient called R can thus range from -1 to +1. Okay. So what is this -1 to +1? And an R value of 0 signifies there is no relationship at all. I told you if the R value is 0, then there is no relationship between the two variable. If an R value 1 shows that is perfect relationship. Okay, if the R value is 1, then it is a perfect relationship in the same direction. Suppose if the R value is -1, it shows the perfect relationship but moving in an opposite direction. Okay, it's very simple. If the R value is 1, okay, so here we are going to find the R value, right? If the R value is 0, then there is no relationship. If the R value is 1, then there is a perfect relationship in the same direction. If the R value is -1, then it is also a perfect relationship, but what is that? Moving in a opposite direction. Understood this? Okay, so how this coefficient of correlation is related to the total sum of square. SST is nothing but total sum of square, and SSR is the sum of square due to regression, and SSE is the sum of square due to error. Okay, so R square, that is equal to SSR, that is sum of square due to regression by sum of total sum of square. So finally we are going to check the total sum of square, that is equal to sum of square due to regression plus sum of square due to error. So this is a equation is there. This is a regression model. Okay, so like while finding the regression between the two variables, we are going to like use this equation to find the correlation of the coefficient. Okay, so move on to the next, relationship between the variables. So here this plot is there. No, this plot is called it as what? Scatter plot, or we can call it as a scatter diagram. Okay, so this scatter plot or a scattered diagram is a simple exercise for a plotting all data points between two variables on a two-dimensional graph. So why we call it as a two-dimensional here? So here we have the x-axis and here we have the y-axis. Okay, this following all the figure that shows possible patterns in a scatter diagram. So we'll see one by one. Just look at the chart one. So this is considered as a chart one. So this shows a very strong linear relationship between the variable x and y. So here I have told you this is variable x and this is variable y, and these are the data points. So this chart A, this shows that it is a strong linear relationship. So here value of y increases proportionally value of x. So just check with this. Okay, this data point is there. Okay, again here these are the data point is there. As the value of y increases, what happens here? The value of x also increases proportionally. Okay, so this is all about chart A. Then coming to the chart B. Okay, what chart B shows? Chart B shows a strong linear relationship between the variable x and y. So how many variable are there? Two variable, x and y. These are what? Data points. Okay. Here it is in inverse relationship. So it start from here. Okay, it is not inverse, but here it is in the inverse manner. You know that. Okay, origin of the x-axis and y-axis, that is start from here only. Okay, so but it is here also it shows a strong relationship, but it is in inverse relationship. Understood the chart B? Okay, so this means that the value of the value of y decreases proportionally with x. So here value of y is keep on decreasing with respect to x. Okay, so this is what linear and it is inverse relation. Okay, coming to the chart C. So chart C shows a curvilinear relationship. What is this? It is a curvilinear relationship. It is an inverse relationship. Okay, why? Because origin is here, but it starts from here. Okay, so it is inverse relationship, which means that the value of y decreases proportionally with x. So here you can just check it out. Value of y, the data pointer keep on decreasing, isn't it? With respect to what? X. Okay. So coming to the chart D. So in the chart D, it shows the positive curvilinear relationship. Okay, it starts from here. Okay, it goes something like this. So that is why it is called it as a what? Positive curvilinear relationship. And coming to the chart E and F, okay, this both shows the no relationship. That means variable x and y are independent of each other. So you can just check it out. Okay, all data points are randomly situated in this. Okay, so there is no like relationship between the two variables. So that is why we call it as a there is no relationship in the these two charts, that is E and F. So hope you can understand what is the relationship between the variable. Is that clear? Okay. So I was talking about this I have gone through the coefficient of correlation. One second. Okay. Next, regression analysis. So before we move to the regression exercise, okay, so how we are going to do the regression analysis? Okay, so first what we're going to do, we are going to find the best fitting curve. Okay, so best fitting curve means in the previous like diagram we have seen the some charts. Okay, curvilinear, linear. Okay, so first we are supposed to find what? Best fitting curve for the data, for the given data. So how we are going to find the best fitting curve? By considering all variable in a continuous variable form, and the model could be linear or it may be curvilinear. Okay, so we're not bothering about whether it is a linear or a curvilinear, but we're going to get the best fitting curve for the linear as well as the curvilinear. Okay, so which method we are going to use here? Least square method, least square error method. Okay, so we are going to use the least square error method to plot the best fitting curve. The dependent variable could also be a binary. Binary means like either 0 or 1. Okay, either true or false. The next one is measure of fit is called coefficient of correlation. This we have seen, that is R square. R square is the fraction of variance explained by the regression model. So R square, it is called it as a coefficient of correlation. So this is what? Regression analysis. I had told you like there are two kinds of relation, linear and non-linear. Okay, so we'll see what is linear regression relationship. Okay, analysis of the strength of the linear relationship between predictor variable, it is also called independent variable, and outcome variable, it is also called dependent variable. So we require minimum two variables to come up with the best fitting curve. Okay, so here we have the in two dimensions, one for predictor and one for the outcome variable. So data can be plotted on a scatter diagram. So here y is nothing but what? Y is a output. Okay, so b0 b1 is nothing but what? It is a constant. Okay, so just look at over here. This is y is expected value, that is what we call it as a outcome. So as I told you, b0 and b1 are the constant, but it is an intercept term and it is a coefficient. Both are coefficient only. Then here x is a predictor variable. Okay, so of course we require minimum two variable. One is predictor and another one is outcome variable. Okay, so next is simple linear regression equation. Okay, just look at the diagram. Here this shows that a positive linear relationship. So why it is positive linear? We have the two variable, that is x is a predictor and y is a outcome. Okay, so in the equation we have gone through b0 and b1 are the constant. So b0 is a intercept constant and b1 is a, this shows that slope b1 is positive because this is a origin. That is why it is going like this. It means that value of y increases with proportional to the value of x. Okay, understood? This is a positive linear relationship. The next second one. So this is a simple linear regression equation, negative linear relationship. Okay, vice versa of the previous case. Okay, it's very simple. Again, we have the predictor variable and outcome variable, and these two are the constant. But here, this is called it as a negative relationship. Okay, it is also linear, but it is a negative relationship, linear relationship. Why? Because the value of y keep on decreasing proportional to the value of x. Okay. Okay. So what is this? This is a simple linear regression equation of no relationship. So like all the data points that they are situated randomly. There is no relationship between x and y. So hence there is no relationship between the data points. So here again one more example, that is if there is no relationship between the data point, that is how we are going to show in the graph like this. Okay, fine. So this is a simple linear regression equation of parabolic relationship. Parabolic, it means that it looks like a parabola. Okay, so here also the value of y, okay, so keep on increasing. Okay, at some particular point again it start decreasing with respect to it proportional to the value of x. Okay, so that is why it is called it as a parabolic relation. Okay, so next we'll see one example, that is regression exercise. So here a simple example of a regression equation would be to predict a house price from a size of the house. So just check it out. Okay, it's very simple. So here we have the house price. This is the price of the house. With respect to what? Size of the house. If the size of the house is more, then obviously the price will be more. Just check it out. This is a 1850 square feet of the size of the house. This is 2,29,500 something dollar, right? Okay. So here just check it, check the less than this. So here 1,550 square feet, that is the size. So here size, I mean price is less. Okay, are you getting? So this is a house price with respect to what? The size of the house. Here we are supposed to plot the graph. How we are going to do that? Okay, just look at this. Okay, so here the two dimension, one for what? Predictor and another for what? Outcome variable of the data can be plotted on a scatter diagram. So when we plot the data, this is how it looks like. So this is house price. Okay, so house price, how it is increasing linearly. Okay, so here based on the previous table, okay, so we are going to plot the graph. Okay, it's very simple. We have taken with respect to x-axis, that is size, and with respect to y-axis, that is house price. So we have plotted this particular graph. Understood this? Okay. So when we run the regression model between the two variable, that is predictor and outcome, which produces the following outcome or the following output. So here we got the, it shows that the coefficient of correlation to be 0.891. So what is this R? R is nothing but a coefficient of correlation. Okay, R square, the measure of total variance explained by the equation, that is 0.794. Okay, so this is what R square. So 0.794 means approximately it is it comes around 79%, isn't it? Okay, that means the two variables are moderately and positively correlated. Regression coefficients help create the following equation for predicting the house price. Okay, so here this is 89% and this is 79%. That is why the both variables are moderately and positively correlated. Okay, so here we have the one more column. what is this one more column? House price data with the additional variable. Okay, so here for the existing data, suppose if we add a one more variable, okay, the one more variable is nothing but a room. If we add the room, whether house price increases or decreases. Okay, so suppose other predictor variable are made available, such as the number of rooms. Okay, if number of rooms in the house, it might help improve the regression model. So if the number of rooms are more, then obviously the price will be more, isn't it? If the number of rooms, like additional rooms, are less, then the price will be same as the before, isn't it? Okay, so here this shows that how we can find this. Okay, so here you have, it shows that the house price has strong relationship with the number of relationship. How we can say that? Because the number of rooms, that is how much, 0.944 as well. Thus it is likely that adding this variable to the regression model will add to the strength to the model. So when we add this, what we are going to get when you run the regression model between the three variable, why 3? Because we are adding one more predictor variable, that is room. So when we run the regression model between these three variables, which produces the following output. What is the output here? It shows that the coefficient correlation of this regression model is 0.984. Okay, r square, the total variance explained by the equation, that is how much, 0.968. okay, 0.968 approximately we can take 97%. okay, that means the variables are positively and very strongly related. So this value indicates the variables are positively and very strongly correlated. So this is an example for the house price. So similarly, the same similar example with respect to nonlinear regression exercise. So we have taken the temperature and kilowatt. Okay, so this is a basic database table, and with respect to these values, I have plotted the graph. With respect to x-axis, temperature is there. With respect to y-axis, kilowatt is there. Okay, so based on the previous data, I have plotted this. So what happens? We are supposed to find the next. So don't get confused. This is very simple. This base table, I have written temperature in a increasing order. So which is the smallest here? 46.8. So it starts with the 46.8, which is the maximum here, 83.3. So finally end with the 83 point with respect to those kilowatts. Okay, so here how we can find the regression model. When you run the regression model by taking these two variables, so we are going to get the coefficient of correlation and r square, these values. So based on this, we are going to plot the graph. So this green color indicates this is a kilowatt and this is a predicted kilowatt. So the similar operation which I have gone through in the previous, so that is how we are going to plot the kilowatt and predicted a kilowatt. This particular diagram shows. Okay. So coming to the advantages of regression model. So what are the advantages? Regression models are very popular because they offer many advantages. Okay, we'll see one by one. The first one is easy to understand. Regression models are easy to understand as they are built upon basic statistical principles such as correlation and least square error. So least square error method we have used in the regression model. Okay, so that is easy to understand. Then second one is it provides the simple algebraic equation. So these equations that are easy to understand and use. Then third one, that is goodness of fit is measured by correlation coefficient. It means that the strength of the regression model is measured in terms of correlation coefficient, that is r square. Okay, and other related statistical parameters that are all well understood. Then next advantage, that is regression models can match the and beat the predictive power of the modeling techniques. So we can match as well as the beat the like predictive power of the other modeling technique. So that is why it got more popular. The regression model can include all the variables that one wants to include in the model. So can include any number of variables in the regression model. Then the last one, regression modeling tools are very easy to operate. They are found in statistical packages as well as data mining packages. So MX Excel, all of you heard this, okay? MS Excel is also called as a spreadsheet. So normally MS Excel or spreadsheet, this is used by the end user. There is no like much technical skill required to use this MS Excel. This provides the simple regression modeling capabilities. So these are some of the advantages of regression modeling. Then coming to the disadvantages. So the first disadvantage is that is regression models cannot cover for poor data quality issues. Why? Because if the data is not prepared well to remove missing values or is not well behaved in terms of normal distribution, the validity of the model, it suffers. So it is very difficult to validate the model. So that is why it cannot cover the poor data quality issues. Then second one is regression models suffer from collinearity problem. What do you mean by collinearity? Strong linear correlation among some independent variable. So for that we can call it as a collinearity problem. The next disadvantage, that is regression models do not automatically take care of non-linearity. So the user needs to imagine the kind of additional terms that might needed to be added to the regression model to improve its fit. Okay. Then the last disadvantage, that is regression models work only with numeric data. Understood? Have you understood this? So regression model that work only with the numeric data and not with the categorical variable. So we have seen the previous example, that is the size of the house and price of the house. Okay, what is this? These are the numeric data value. Okay, so this regression model, it works only with the numeric data and not with the categorical variable. So these are the disadvantages of the regression model. Okay, your problem isn't the problem, your reaction is the problem. So with this quote, I would like to conclude this lecture. So thank you so much for watching this video. So I request all the viewers, please, if you are not subscribed the channel, subscribe the channel. If you like this video, please press the like button. Thank you so much once again.